Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and Amazon is at it again. Jeez, they can't just make things just a little easier for the sellers. They just have to keep twisting the knife. So chances are, if you sell on Amazon, and even if you don't, because ironically, some of my emails with suspended accounts got this email where it says, "Dear seller," gotta love the personalization there. Beginning November 14th, the response time to an A to Z guarantee claim notification will decrease from 7 calendar days to 3 calendar days. This means that you'll have 3 days to respond to Amazon via Seller Central to any claim filed against you by the buyer. Failure to respond to a claim in this time frame will result in the claim being decided in favor of the buyer. Responding directly to the buyer or calling seller support does not qualify as an official response to the claim. I'm going to comment on that in a moment. In order to provide a fair and consistent claims experience for you, we also implemented changes to encourage buyers to first contact a seller regarding an order issue prior to filing a claim. This will limit claims being filed before you have a chance to address the buyer's issue. I'll comment on that in a moment. We have made these changes to provide a better claims experience for both the buyer and you, the seller. Buyers respond positively to a quick response from the sellers. The changes should result in fewer claims, but if claims are necessary, they will be resolved quickly forward. Be sure to check your seller account regularly for claims notifications. Learn more about A to Z guarantee claims at this address, blah, blah, blah. Sincerely, Amazon Services. So, anyway, yeah, let's start with the first thing. Responding directly to the buyer or calling seller support does not qualify as an official response to the claim. This is true, however, here's what I find fascinating about this. If this is the case, how come when someone sends an email to seller support asking a question about the A to Z claim and the claims process and maybe inquiring about, like, say, for example, why if someone filed an A to Z claim for an item not received, why did it show up as a mark against the seller's account when they bought the shipping through Amazon Shipping Services, which under their own policy means that the claim should be covered by them, both financially and not with taking a hit of the ODR, and yet you get hit with both, and you ask about that, then why does that question to seller support count as the response? I don't understand it. I mean, Amazon clearly states that that's not the response, and yet it counts as it if you bother to ask the question. And sometimes sellers do need to ask seller support a question before they actually address the claim, and that should be fine, but not in Amazon's eye. Okay. Also, the second thing, where in order to provide a fair and consistent claims experience for you, we also implemented changes to encourage buyers to first contact a seller regarding an order issue prior to filing a claim. Now, what's interesting about this is, first of all, they don't actually tell you what those implements are, because there probably aren't any. There probably aren't any. They probably didn't really do this. And we have on record Amazon encouraging buyers to file A to Z claims because Amazon customer support simply doesn't want to deal with it. They just say, hey, file the claim. And because they were saying file a claim, I think that's why they changed the item not received policy in the first place, which obviously you can tell I'm going to be making another video about it, but they don't seem to be very good at, they're not very good at keeping that policy in check. And what do they even mean by they encourage buyers to contact the sellers first? Because we've seen what that encouragement looks like, and are they actually explaining that, hey, maybe something went wrong, maybe it wasn't the seller's fault, I'm sure if you contact them, they don't provide any examples, and we need examples, otherwise this doesn't mean anything. And as for the last thing, where the claims will move forward quickly, oh, you bet they will if there's only 3 days. But here's the thing, 7 calendar days is a reasonable amount of time. Now, I will say, for most people, most situations, most of the time 3 days will be plenty of time. It will. I mean, honestly, when someone files a claim, you really should be on there within 24 hours with the tracking information, explaining your side of the story. However, in some situations, the sellers have real lives. They're people. Maybe they're having a baby that day and they don't have time to check the email for a couple days. Well, by the time they get home, they found out their business is gone because they got an A to Z claim or two, and they couldn't respond to it because they were not aware that a claim had been filed because they were giving birth to their firstborn child, or they were at grandma's funeral, which was all the way in New Jersey, and they lived in Texas. I mean, 3 days is too short. If they wanted to shorten the process, because 7 days might be too long, they should have shortened it to 5. Because 5 days would have been a perfectly reasonable amount of time to solve the problem. 7 days might be too long, 3 days is too short, 5 days is just right. So, what do I think about this email? Well, I guess at the end of the day, as far as changes go, this isn't the worst. I mean, you could certainly deal with it. It's just, it's Amazon's condescending attitude, as always. Like, they can't leave well enough alone, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, I guess as far as changes go, this isn't the worst I've seen, but yeah, this isn't benefiting the sellers. It's just going to benefit the buyers so that they can get their free item a little bit faster. So, I don't know. What do you folks think? Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.